Want to give first of all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now this one is going to be that they can't stop prophecy. See, because the Lord left signs, and those signs was going to be the prophecy. Let me get this in 2nd Ezra 9, because these signs is coming to pass. The 2nd Ezra 9, I'm going to start at verse 1 and say, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when you see part of the signs pass, which I have told you before, then shall you understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So it's signs. These prophecies are signs. Now when you go into Matthew 24, the apostles asked the question. 24 and 3, this Matthew 24 and 3, it said, as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? So he leaves signs so people can know when he's coming. Now you got Deuteronomy 28 is a major sign of what he's dealing with, and the Israelites was given the commandments. Only the Israelites. Let me get that first. Let's see here. You got Amos chapter 3. Amos chapter 3 verse 2, it says, now let me start at verse 1. Amos 3 and 1, it says, Hear the word of the Lord have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for your iniquity. So right there he's saying he only knew the Israelites, and he was going to punish them because he was only dealing with them. He only gave them his law. Now when you go into Psalms 147, I think, 147, starting at verse 19, it say, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. So he not dealing with no other nation. He only dealing with the Israelites. So when you go into the Deuteronomy, it's going to tell you about what he told the nation of Israel, and he showed them some signs that was going to get them aware of something. Deuteronomy 28, and I'm going to get 15 first. 28 and 15, it says, But it shall come to pass, if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord your God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon you and overtake you. So these curses was also going to be signs. Let me get that in verse 26. This Deuteronomy 28:46. He said, And they shall be upon you for a sign and for a wonder, and upon your seed forever. So the Israelites themselves would be a sign. See, now when you go into let's see here. When you go into Isaiah, okay, they would be for a sign. The Israelites themselves. Oh, Isaiah, the 8th chapter. Isaiah chapter 8. Isaiah chapter 8. And I'm gonna start at verse 17. This Isaiah 8 and 17. And I will wait upon the Lord that hideth his face from the house of Jacob, and I will look for him. Verse 18. Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, for the Lord of hosts which dwell in Mount Zion. See, the Israelites themselves would be signs, they would be wonders. See, now let me go back to Deuteronomy 28 and give one of those signs. 28 and 37. It says, and you shall become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all the nations, whether the Lord shall send you. So the Israelites, people look down on them and call them bywords. That's why you got a whole thing with they so-called say the N word. See, that N word is a sign. See, that's why it's so popular. See, anywhere somebody get to talking about the N word, then everybody turn their head, because this is a sign that the Lord put on his children to let them know their identity. That's one thing, but even them finding their identity was a sign. Let me get Ezekiel. Ezekiel 4, and let's get right to the point. Verse 3, it says, moreover, take you unto the iron pan and set a wall of iron between thee and the city, and set your face against it, and it shall be besieged, and you shall lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Israel. So see, he was a sign, and those signs was going to indicate that he was going to come and visit the earth. Now, sign here, Ezekiel 37. Let's see, Ezekiel 37. Where is it? Ezekiel 37 and let me get Ezekiel 37 and okay, I'm gonna start at 17. Let me start 16 to get the whole context. Salakia. And I'm gonna grab 10 and 11 to get the whole context. This is Ezekiel 37, starting at verse 10. It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and wrath came into them, and they lived. And unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts. So the Israelites, they lost their identity and they were spiritually dead. So now he's going to wake them up spiritually and let them know who they are. Now I'm going to jump to 16, Ezekiel 37:16. Moreover, you son of man, take you one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel companion. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph the stick of Ephraim and for all the house of Israel his companion. And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in your hand. And when the children of your people shall speak unto you, saying, will you not show us what you mean by these? See, this is the sign that he was going to give the children of Israel. Now you got a sign giving, identifying them. Okay. Verse 19, it says, say unto them, thus says the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel his fellow, and will put them with him, even the stick of Judah, and make one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the stick stand before their eyes. See, this is going to be a sign for them. You're going to put up a sign saying Judah and Ephraim and the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, when is he going? When was this sign going to be put up? Let's get Genesis 49. Genesis 49, starting at verse 1, it says, and Jacob called his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. So in the last days, he was going to bring these signs. Let's go back to what Yahushua said. See, the apostle asking that question. In the last days, he was going to bring signs to let them know what's going on. I'm going to get right to verse 3. It says that the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of your coming and of the end of the world? Last days. What's going to be the sign? Because Ezekiel said it was going to be a sign for the Israelites. Now, Hosea. Once they received them signs, what was going to happen? Now, Genesis 49 say, Hosea chapter 1 verse 10, it say, yet the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which not be measured nor numbered. And it shall come as that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. So they was going to be in captivity, and they was going to be told that they're not the children of Israel. Verse 11, it says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. See, once they realize that they are the children of Israel and they was being called by other names, then they was going to be gathered together, because they was going to see that sign, and that sign was going to gather them. What else was they going to, what was going to gather them? 34, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. See, none of these prophecies is going to fail. See, they can't stop the prophecy. They can bring their Christianity doctrine and they dog Catholic dogma, but it won't stop the prophecy. The prophecy is going to keep. It says, no one of them shall fail and none shall want her maid. And you can't put another with it. It says, for my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered them. So the spirit gathering these people. You see, it's not going to be just because a bunch of Israelites waving signs with the 12 tribes sign chart on it. See, with the tribes on it, that's not going to be what's gathering the children of Israel. It's going to be his spirit. Let's get that in Joel. It says, let me start at 27, 2 and 27, Joel 2 and 27. It says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. See, he's only the God of the children of Israel. It says, and my people shall never be ashamed. 28. And it shall come to pass afterwards that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. So the sons and the daughters, they gonna prophesy and realize the prophecy. See, the signs that's in the prophecy, they gonna look at the signs and realize that they are the children of Israel. Let's get that in Romans 8 and 16. Romans 8 and 16, it say, the spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. So the spirit is gonna bear witness with our spirit. And what is the spirit? How is the spirit gonna bear witness? It is John chapter 6. John chapter 6, verse 63. How is the spirit gonna bear witness with our spirit?
Yeah, you did say it.
It says, this is John 6 and 63. The spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. So it's gonna be the words of those prophecies. That's gonna be signs to let the children of Israel know. That's gonna bear witness with their spirit. See, to let them know that he's coming back, you know, and he's gonna visit the world. So that's what he's the second Esdras said, those signs. Plus, that's what Yahushua told his disciples. He told them a bunch of signs. Let's get one of the signs out of Matthew 24. It says in verse 6, he said, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the is not yet. See, the signs have to come to pass. The prophecies have to come to pass, because it's prophecies about war. And this is what the prophets, this is what they present. They present the prophecies that's talking about specific signs that you got to look out for. Now this is in Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before you of old, or before them of old, prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the prophets always talked about the wars that was coming, because it's usually a war that when the kingdom transformed to another people. Because the Lord, let me get that in Daniel. He called different kingdoms to rise and fall. What is Daniel chapter 1, I think. Salakia. there it is. In chapter 2, starting verse 21, it said, and he changed the times and the seasons. He removed kings. How do you remove kings? See, it's going to have a water pop off, and he changed the king. He going to make one king fall. It says he removed kings and set up kings. So after he remove a king, he going to set up a king. And so the prophets come to tell the people that this country that's ruling is going to fall. God is going to set up another kingdom. It says, he removed kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom to the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealed a deep and secret thing. He know what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. So the Lord, he the one set up these Babylonian, Egyptian, American, and he's gonna cause them all and he gonna bring them down and set up. Just jump down 44. It says, in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom to other people, shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. So he gonna bring down America and cause another kingdom to rise. See, because America is the fourth kingdom that's ruling. See, let me get that in Daniel 7. America is that fourth kingdom. And they just have an alliance with NATO and the EU, but they are ruling and controlling the situation. Daniel 7 and 23, it says, thus he saith, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. See, who devouring the whole earth? See, that's Babylon the Great America, because we got that global dollar, we got a global currency. They all these countries got to trade with the dollar. They got to have American banking accounts, and so they can trade their goods with the top dollar. Because America. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. Now, these signs is for the children of Israel to know that the end is coming. They go another sign. Because see, Apostle Paul gave prophecy, even though he was writing letters to the churches, he had prophecies in there. 2 Thessalonians. Starting at the second chapter, and the third verse says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except come a falling away first. You had a fall away first. See, for the day of that great war and the deliverance of the Israelites and the transition of the king, you had to have this prophet right here. It says, except there come a falling away first, and that the man of sin. And so this is a sign. Verse 9, verse 8, gonna bring it out more. It say, and then shall that wicked be revealed. Now, who is that wicked? You go to Malachi. Malachi, right before Matthew. Malachi, the first chapter. Because Malachi, they have people talking about Elijah, saying the Lord. It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness. See, that's why Paul said that wicked shall be revealed. See, that day should not come until the wicked be revealed. So it's calling Edom the border of wickedness. Now, what was the prophecy and the sign about Edom? You're going to Jeremiah. He gave a prophecy about the nation of Edom. Jeremiah 49. Starting at, let me get verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus says the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman. See, but they was going to start to lose their wisdom. Hanging out the corner stores, sleeping in the bushes, walking around town with book bags. See, their wisdom was going to be no more. It said, is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? See, the wisdom of the Israelites was going to vanish. They wasn't going to be running around in the community like they used to be. See, living in suburbs, having peaceful communities. Verse 10 is the main prophecy. It said, but I made Esau bare. How do you make somebody bare? See, how they say you're bare behind? It says, I have uncovered his secret places. So all of his secret places got to be revealed. See, the nation of Edom, that wicked has to be revealed. It says, and he shall not be able to hide himself. So Edomite had to be revealed before that end come. That was going to be the sign. See, in those two major signs and two major prophecies, the Israelites waking up, finding out their identity. See, that was going to be a major sign that was going to pass. And then you had the revelation and the exposing of Esau, Edom. So when you expose somebody, you make them bad. Now, it's another one. Where is it? Habakkuk. See, the book of Obadiah was written about the Edomites. But nobody brought this book out until these last days, until World War III is about to pop off. MOT to the B, that grain of rice, that digital currency is being mandated. See, now at the end, you got the nation of Edom being exposed. Habakkuk chapter 2, starting at verse. Let me start at verse 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision. So the vision was going to be exposed in the last day. Write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that read it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it was surely titled. They can't stop prophecy. It will come to pass. It's just at the end it will speak. See, before the end, the Edomites had to be revealed. Before the end, the Israelites had to be revealed who they are. Who are they? What's their true identity? Now, where you at? Habakkuk 2. This is another thing how they being revealed. Because, mind you, let's go to 3. Habakkuk 3 and 3, it say, God came from Teman and the Holy One from Mount Paran. So Teman was the grandson of Esau. So the focus is about the Edomites. And this is what Habakkuk is talking about. Now he described them in verse 5. He says, this chapter 2, verse 5 of Habakkuk. Yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. See, when you go into Obadiah, the Edomites were proud people. See, they rule through their rulership, they can be brought down. They through their military and their so-called wisdom, nobody could bring them down. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at See, he in everybody's country rape, robbing, and murdering, and taking their goods from them. It says, who enlarged his desire as hell and is as death. See, when you go into Revelation, it talks about the pale horse. There's only one nation on the earth that's pale. It's only one people that you're going to call them pale. And this is what the Apostle John was saying. He saw a power, a government, a nation that was full of pale people. And they was as death. That's why he said the one that's riding on the pale horse is as death. Now, Habakkuk 5, it says, and is as death, and not be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations. Now, who got the melting pot? Babylon the Great America. This is where the melting pot is. It says, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. So the melting pot of America, this is what identifies the nation of Edom. See, everybody, even the European countries, they have an immigration problem. Everybody want to migrate to the European countries, these other nations. And they trying to keep them foreigners out of their country. But they trying to go to the riches that was given to Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man. See, they want to hug up under him, under his blessing, and steal some of his blessings while trying to live in his land. Because he done raped and robbed and stole everything with his military. It says, shall not all these up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increase that which is not his. See, it wasn't his, but he went up in them people's country, and he went to rape, robbing, and murdering the people. See, if he want oil, he can get it. If he want the cobalt, the cell phones, and you make the television, he going into their country, like the Congo. See, he gonna go into Congo, take over the Congo, and take all of their resources so he can make a phone. He can make a television. He can put it inside of somebody's car. See, this is the stuff that they do. And he used the sword, the military. Same thing with Russia. Russia, they go and take the cobalt because they one of the other producers of that stuff. See, both of these countries, Edomites. It says, verse 7, they shall not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and you shall be for booties unto them. Because see, that's what pretty much spoil is. When you spoil somebody, that means you rob them and take everything they got. That's where they get that word booties, because when the nation would take over, they would take the women. See, they would take the women for captive, and they'll do whatever they want to do with the women. That's where they call the booty on the woman, because she goes back to spoil. The spoil is the women. Once you conquer that nation, you take their women and do whatever you want to do with the women. Now, them two major prophecies that they can't stop. They can't stop the fact that Esau, Edom got to be revealed in the last day, and the two children of Israel got to be revealed. These two major prophecies gotta happen, and going and happening as we speak. Habakkuk said, at the end, the prophecies will keep the vision, because those prophecies are just vision. Let's get that in Ezekiel, how he said he got visions from the Lord. Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 1, it said, now it came to pass in the 13th year, and in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives or Israelite slaves by the river of Chebar, that the heavens were open, and I saw visions of God. You see, this is what these prophecies is. They are vision. And Ezekiel, he saw the vision of the chariots, the so-called UFOs. That's why in the next, out of the north, a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. So that whirlwind, that great cloud, that's a similitude that the prophets would use, and they would say that it's a great cloud, because when you see a UFO, it's like a cloud that's moving, because the clouds, they move. See, the stars don't move, but the clouds move. So when you see something in the sky and it's moving, and it's not a human vessel, you talking about a cloud. And this is what he saw, and then he said he saw men inside of the vessel. Matthew was another sign, or Matthew 24 is when Yahweh was telling the apostles these signs that would be seen. Not Salakia, not Matthew. Let me go to Luke 21. He was telling the apostles signs that they will see, or that will be happening. Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs. These signs let people know that he's coming to visit the earth again. It's going to be a major miracle being seen. See, he going to show his power. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and the stars. Are they seeing the UFOs flying all around the skies? Because these are signs to let people know it's the end. And that's why they got the Space Force. They on CNN talking about the UFO, and they caught trying to change the name into some other name. It says, and upon the earth the stress of nation. That's what Second Ezra was saying. This the stress of nation. What is the stress of nation? Second Ezra 9 talked about that when it came to the end of the world and the Lord visiting the earth. Second Ezra 9. It says, start at verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquake, uproars of the people in the world. So when you seeing uproars of the people, you seeing all kind of protests, riots, and all this kind of stuff. This is a sign the Lord is coming to visit the earth. And upon the earth the stress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring. See, that's the uproars of the people, the protests and the riots. Verse 26, it say, men's hearts fell in them for fear, and looking after those things which are coming upon the earth. See, they seeing them UFOs, them flying objects that they can't identify. See, the military coming out and telling the whole community. And they starting a whole special force, a space force, and giving it $20-some million so they can research and prepare for this threat. See, the military say this is a threat. They got this, it's a major threat. See, we got to spend millions of dollars and try to see what we can do about this threat. That's why he say men's hearts fell in them fear. See, and that goes along with Jeremiah. See, Jeremiah said that the Edomites had to be revealed, and while they being revealed, they see something coming from the sky. They was looking in the sky, and their hearts was gonna fail them for fear. Jeremiah 49 and 22, it says, behold, it shall come up and fly as the eagle. See, Yahushua and the angels, they flying around as the eagle. See, The air pilots, they seeing these UFOs. See, they flying the plane and they look over and see a whole UFO just circling the plane. It's looking at the plane and then it'll disappear into thin air. It says, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Bosra. Now, the man, Bosra is talking about America because when you go into the UFOs, they got a chart showing where the UFOs is appearing. Only in America is they appearing. It's not popping up in these other countries. If it is, it's at a bare minimum. It's at a small rate that they popping up. It says, and spread his wings for Bosra, and at that day shall the heart of mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pain. So these individuals that they fell in them for fear, that's the military of Edom. See, that's the military of the beast. And the beast is they call themselves European now. See, so these are the individuals getting scared because when the war pop off, they the only one with a military. Actually, Spanish and Native American, they don't have a military. Only the so-called white man has the military that's ruling everything. Now, when you go into Revelation, let's get that real quick. Because the prophecy shows it's going to be a major war during the time of the deliverance of the Israelites. It's Revelation 19 and 19. It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies. See, it's a bunch of armies on the earth. And who are they ruled by? They're not ruled by these Negroes in the project. They're not ruled by these Indians on the so-called Indians on the reservation. See, they're not ruled by the South Americans. They don't have military, man. And a lot of them countries still colonized by the so-called white man. It says, and I saw the beast and the kings of the earth and their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his army. So they're going to see the UFOs with their space force, and they're going to pop up and appear when they trying to push their MO to the T to the B. They trying to push that. They trying to lock up the Israelites. See, they trying to exterminate the Israelites. Then they're going to see the UFOs, this big mothership, like on Independence Day. They're going to see this big, great mothership pop up, and it's going to scare them to death. They already seeing little small appearances of the ships, but they're going to see a mothership come on the scene, engulfed with fire. Let's get that. So Yahushua told in the prophecies how he was coming through the prophet Isaiah. He gave Isaiah a vision. In the last section of Isaiah 2, Isaiah 66 and 15, he said, behold, the Lord will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind. See, that's why Ezekiel, he said a great cloud like a whirlwind. Because these so-called UFOs, they're in a disc type circle of motion, and they be lit up, and it's like they spinning when they traveling. It says, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. So this is how the Lord is coming. He's going to pop up in this great mothership, just like on Independence Day, and scare the heck out of these militaries that think they got some power. Let's get second Ezra Is it in 13 or 14? Second Ezra's, Second Ezra's 13. I'm gonna start with, let's see here. Start with verse 3. Now this was given unto Ezra because Ezekiel and Isaiah was given to them too. But the Isaiah was given, Ezra was given prophecy. And Ezra is in the scriptures too, but they took out the second Ezra and the first Ezra, trying to hide the destruction in his second coming. It says, and I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. See, when that ship come, it's going to be a great mothership. And it says that all that turned and looked, and when he focused in one area, which is Bosnia, America, everything under him is going to tremble. Everything that see him is going to tremble. It says, and whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. So out of that mothership, he going to have laser beams hitting people. That's why on the movie The War of the Worlds, when that ship that Tom Cruise seen come out the ground, it starts zapping people. Zap, zap, zap. See, that's how that mothership is going to start zapping these people, these wicked Americans. It says, and whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filled the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out to sea. So that's when in Revelation 19 and 19 say that they these kings of the earth and their armies is gonna fight against the one on the horse. That horse is talking about that mothership, that white horse. They gonna come try to fight Yahushua and his army. Because it ain't gonna be just one mothership. He gonna have all the angels with their ships too. It says, verse 6, and I beheld, and lo, he had graven himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. So that mothership is gonna look like a great mountain, and he gonna be flying in that mountain. Okay, it says, verse 7, but I would have seen the region or the place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. So it was like a mountain, it was like a hill, it was a great mothership that popped up with Yahushua inside of it. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were gathered together to subdue him, see, that's the armies of the so-called white man and their allies. It says, to subdue him were sore afraid and yet durst fight. See, they ain't got no choice but to fight. Because when them ships pop up, they not gonna understand. The Lord not gonna give them a way to run off, pretty much. The Lord gonna make they behind fight just like he did Pharaoh. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. That's when, like, on Independence Day, when they shoot those missiles at that ship, it just hit the force field, or it just don't affect the ship. They're gonna be shooting at the ship, and they're not gonna be making no kind of effect. See, he's not gonna need to block it or none of that, because Let's get that in Isaiah, or is it Jeremiah? Let me try Jeremiah. Jeremiah. Okay, it's Isaiah, Salakia. Isaiah chapter 31. I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not God. When he's talking about Egyptians, he's talking about the American military. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. See, because Yahushua, he gonna be in a spiritual mothership. It says, and when the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fail, and he that hoppeth shall fall down, and they all shall fail together. So he said, when those men of violence try to come up and fight, they not they made of flesh, but he made a spirit. See, they can't fight no spirit, but he gonna put it in their mind to go and try to fight the spirit. But he coming with spiritual ships and spiritual beings. It says, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire. So out of that ship, he gonna send them laser beams, them blast of fire. And out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them every one. So the military don't know when they go against them ships. See, and it's mainly gonna be the military of these other nations, which is Russia, the remaining of the Edomites, the Russian, and these other nations that's gonna join the Russia on the East Coast, because America is gonna be being destroyed by nuclear missiles. It says, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden and an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. Afterwards I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and call unto him another peaceable multitude. So he gonna destroy these other these militaries, and then he gonna call his elect. That's what Revelations 11 was talking about. And he called up his elect. Revelation 11, I'm going to get verse 12. He said, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. See, they gonna try to come and attack Yahushua, but he gonna destroy their behind, and he gonna be calling his elect up to him at the same time. Look at verse 13. This is Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. What city? This great city, America. It says, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. and the remnant were affrighted. See, it's just gonna be a remnant that he's gonna save when this World War III pop off, and the angels is fighting against these militaries of the world. It says, and the remnant was affrighted and gave glory to the God of heaven. And so this is the prophecy that's gonna come to pass. And we right there because the military is already fighting, and they already in a war, in a warlike mindset. Plus, you got the Edomites killing each other, so their kingdom is falling fast because they already done started killing each other. And then you got them trying to put a yoke on all the people. Revelation 6 saying that black horse. They trying to put a yoke on all the people of the earth. And so we right at that time, the prophecies are speaking. The signs are passing. See, we seeing the signs when he say he's coming. Now, when you go to Matthew 24 and 21, it says, for then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. So that's another prophecy that's coming to pass. These people trying to make chicken in a laboratory. See, they trying to start some kind of laboratory meat operation, and this just gonna fuel the famine. Then you got them burning down the chicken factories. See, they doing all kind of wicked operations, and so this famine is gonna hit. And when the famine hit, that's gonna be in the midst of them trying to put that yoke on everybody. But people gonna be dying of famine. Let me get that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. Let me start at 15. It says, it's 2nd Ezra 15. Let me start at verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in your mouth, says the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So they gonna come to pass. Nobody can stop the prophecy. Verse 15, it says, so let me get 16. This 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Who invading one another? See, you got the Russians invading Ukraine. And these are the same people. Some of the people in Ukraine, they even used to speak Russian, and they used to be a part of Russia. So they invading one another. And then they're having seditions among men. You got the Edomite Russians. They having rebels pop up and fight against their own government. So you got the Russian government fighting against itself, or the Russian people fighting against the government. That's sedition. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes. So the Russian that's coming up against Putin, they not regarding him as the king. They still finna come up against him because he say the children is coming back, the soldiers are coming back, and coffins made of zinc. So he mad about the soldiers that's dying, and he trying to either end the war faster or stop the war. And he got all kind of people, thousands of people with him. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, let me jump down to verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So the famine gonna settle in, and these grocery stores and corner stores, they gonna be out of order. They gonna be shut down. Let me get that. See, these stores is gonna shut down, and that's when all anarchy and chaos is gonna happen. And they want it to happen so they can bring in they draconian laws and they military, they martial law. See, once you get chaos, now we can start a whole new government. 2 Ezra 6 and
God bless
22,
America.
it says, and suddenly shall the places appear unsown, and full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So now you got the grocery stores gonna become empty. That's when they're gonna be really killing each other. And these Americans, see, they got the Second Amendment where they gonna have guns all over the place. During the pandemic, the so-called pandemic, you got people buying so many guns. The guy say, I had 4,000 9mm, and the people bought me out in the one day. As soon as he got his package in, they waiting in the line. See, when the pandemic happened, you had people at the gun shops all over America, lines around the building. See, and people don't forgot about those things. Now they come out with a law that says, okay, you don't have to have a permit to carry this gun. So now you can carry your pistol without any problem. So you got everybody holding a pistol and carrying guns. So once you got a famine pops off and people look at food, everybody got a gun on their waist, it's gonna be the strongest survive. Let's go back to 2 Ezra 16. 16, starting at verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So it's gonna be a period of time where these people ain't gonna have no food, stores gonna shut down, and it's not gonna be food for these people to eat. They done cut up all the trees, cut down all the trees that have fruit. The city, what do you call them? The city of all these city workers, they go out and chop out all the trees that got fruits and things. So you got to on the grocery store. So when the grocery store fail, you're not gonna go find a tree or some bushes somewhere, fruits on them. Before they used to have plums and oranges and a lot of mangoes and fruits on the trees. Went around systematically and chop them all down. So you have to depend on stores to get you some food, or you dig it in the garbage can at a food restaurant. Okay, it says for many of that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. Now, when you go into that pale horse, he's Edomite, the so-called man. It's Revelation 6 and 8. It says, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse. See, that's talking about called white men, a pale horse. There ain't but one pale people on the earth. When John saw that vision, he saw a pale nation. It says, behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him, death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. That fourth part of the earth is talking about America, so-called new. it says, and power was given to them over the four of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger. So they gonna confiscate the food and they gonna cause people to drop in dead. This is what this so-called Americans is gonna do. The lady walking by talking about God bless America or some crap, but these Americans is gonna starve her behind, and she might get ate up by a bunch of animals, an alligator, a snake. See, she's gonna have a horrific death if she lasts until nuclear missiles hit the place. Now, when you go into what is it, Revelation 6? Yeah, it says that they will get power to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the earth. Now, how are they gonna kill with hunger? Second Ezra. Let's see what Ezra saw. He saw a specific thing pop off, and it was gonna be the end of these Edomites. Verse 69, 2nd Ezra 16 and 69. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, trodden under the foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Now, it's not just gonna be an insurrection on those that fear the Lord. See, they're not gonna just target one group of people, even though they targeting. See, they like to move like a serpent, so they gonna just come through the city and be looking through everybody's house. It says, they shall be like men, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. See, they're gonna take away. These people trying to prep. See, they buying all this type of stuff, burying it in the backyard, making little small bunkers where they trying to hide food. See, the military coming to take all of that. See, they gonna come and confiscate all of that crap. They're not gonna let these people have a bunch of food while everybody else starving. You got a military, they're gonna call martial law, and they're gonna go to every property and scan that property and see if they got some goods. You got some canned foods in here, what you got back there in that shed? See, they gonna go, the military gonna take everything. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. So the ones that's gonna be getting away and not affected by this military, it's gonna be clear that the Lord got a spirit on them and pretty much a protection, a hedge around them. Okay, what time on that? And so this is pretty much the prophecy that's coming to pass. This is how it all gonna go down. Let me finish that 2nd Ezra 9. It says, then shall, this 2nd Ezra 9 and 4. Then shall you well understand that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that's made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. See? Signs. And those signs are prophecy. See, the signs don't know what's going on. When the signs pass, that means when you see the sign, when you see it's a famine, just like the earthquakes. The earthquakes, it was like 3,000 earthquakes in one. See, that's an unprecedented amount of earthquake. So when you see these signs, the uproars of the people in France, they tearing up they tearing up the hospitals, the police station, the schoolhouse. See, they wait till the nighttime, they tear up everything. They got to bring out 40,000 soldiers so they can come and fight these people that's rioting and protesting for somebody being shot in the car, some 17-year-old being shot in the car. See, and now they talking about this racism over there in France. So and that's an example of on how at any time here in America, all hell can break loose. See, once you have these people rioting and uproaring, they can call all kinds to go on, but the delivery trucks can't come in because you got people rioting and stealing. So these companies, they gonna stop their delivery, the food delivered, because it's all chaos. The police all in the street, people all in the street. See, you got an uproar in the community. You're not gonna be able to bring food to the people. See, people not gonna be going to work because they gonna be steady protesting. And so this is what's coming in America. And yeah, the Lord bless America, but they blessings is running out. They blessings is not gonna be able to last forever. Now it said, now it's something down here in the end. Let me read that 6 again. 2 Ezra 9:6. It said, even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Yeah, major signs that he be displaying. He's gonna come down here and do something. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works. See, and by faith. So you gotta have both of those, faith and works. The people that's gonna escape. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape his works and by faith whereby ye have believed shall be preserved from the said power and shall see my salvation in the land within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So he done pretty much predestinated a small group of people that's gonna survive the said peril. So they're gonna survive the famine. They're gonna survive the nuclear holocaust. They're gonna survive the insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So they're gonna survive all of those things because they put in the work and they had faith in Yahushua, who they even call Jesus Christ. Let me get verse 9, 2 Ezra 9:9. It say, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. And they have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not and despised it. So there's people that's despising the Lord and his ways, and they gonna feel the fire. 2 8, 50, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. So it'll be great misery that's gonna hit these people that's walking around thinking that everything okay. It's because they have walked great pride. That's like the lady that walked by talking about God bless America. See, because she already know that the prophets are speaking against America. See, the prophets is speaking for the Lord's kingdom to come. They thy kingdom as in I was preaching. The 6th, Matthew chapter 6, starting at verse 9, it says, after this manner, therefore, pray ye, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So they know Yahweh is telling them for the Lord to bring his kingdom. So in order for him to bring his kingdom, you're gonna have to have this kingdom fall. So once they realize that their kingdom falling, now they getting upset. God bless America. Our kingdom is never gonna fall. Let's get that in Proverbs, Psalms 49. You see, the Edomites feel that they'll never fall. They're gonna forever. This Psalms 9 and 11, their thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So they feel like they're gonna reign forever. See, they don't see no end to the situation. They feel like they're gonna have robots. See, they're gonna be cyborgs and have superhuman powers. See, one of the guys saying we gonna get rid of God, even the notion of God, and we gonna be gods. See, this is the desire and the mindset of these Edomites. Let me get some of that in Ezekiel. Ezekiel 28:2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of powers, thus says the Lord God, because your heart is lifted up, and you have said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though you set your heart as the heart of man. See, they figure that they so rich and got all this money and power that they're like God. See, they not men no more. They gonna put the add themselves with the computer, and the technology gonna cause them to live forever. See, this is the mission that they own and the mindset that they have. Let's get that in Psalms 10. And this is a part of the revealing of these Edomites in the end. And verse 4, it says, the wicked will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts. So he not that America to fall. God gonna cause America to fall. So they think God gonna allow America to go on and on and on, even though they deep in debt. See, the debt is horrendous. You got the Russians and the Allies wanting to put the place up. They still trying to act like the Lord is with them. And so these prophecies are gonna come to pass, and they can't stop. See, Christian church, they Catholic dogma. See, they can't stop the prophecy. Let me get that in Isaiah. Isaiah 46 and 10, it say, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. Okay? Telling what's gonna happen before it even happened. And it's still gonna happen. Ain't nothing nobody do about it. See, and he get the prophets to come out and tell people happening too. See what he said, he would do nothing unless he reveal his secrets unto the prophets. Though he revealing the secrets to the prophets, they telling the whole world and they still can't stop the prophecy. Now, Isaiah 55 verse 10, he says, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven and returneth not hither, but water earth and make it bring forth the bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So he not gonna say something and it's not gonna happen. Now, Babylon the Great let these red dragons walk around here butt naked. See, the lady butt naked got a star over her nipple, and she walking around naked. This is Babylon the Great, man. The mother of all harlots, of all whoredom. You ain't gonna find this going down in a civilized community. Now, these people hearing the prophecy and they can't stop it. Let me go to Psalm chapter 19. Let it be known. Psalms 19 and 3. It says, there is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. So in all languages, people are hearing that the Israelites is finna take over the world, and Babylon the Great America is finna be destroyed. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. See, the whole world is hearing the prophecy. The whole world is hearing the vision. See, the whole world is hearing their judgment and what's gonna happen. Because we telling the nation that they're going into slavery. See, they going into slavery, got to pay for participating in the slavery. Revelation 13, verse 10, it say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with war. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So all of these nations that's ruling and got the Israelites captive in their land, they're gonna have to go into captivity. They're gonna have to be ruled by the Israelites. This is the prophecy that they cannot change. And with all these prophets, every prophet that was in here was talking about the Israelites going to their homeland, because they living in somebody else's land. They occupy these other lands and they got to go back to their home. This is the prophecy that got to go down. Isaiah 14 and 1, it say, for the Lord have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So it's about the Israelites going to their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So they're going to have to go into captivity, and Israelites is going to rule over them. Okay? Let's get that in Jeremiah. That was Isaiah, the prophet Isaiah. Let's see what Jeremiah said. Jeremiah 16 and 14, it says, therefore, behold, the days come, says the Lord, that it shall be no more said, the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth that brought the children of Israel from the land of the north, see, which is America. It says, and from all the lands whither he have driven them. And I will bring them again into their land that I have given unto their. So all of these prophets is talking about the Israelites going back to their home. That was Isaiah, that was Jeremiah. Let's get Ezekiel. Ezekiel, what is it, 60, 38. I might get 39. Ezekiel 39. Yeah, 39, and let me get 27. It says, when I have brought them from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. Then shall they know that I am the Lord their God, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. But I have gathered them unto their own land. You see, this is all the prophets saying the same thing. They going back to their enemies is ruling over them in a separate land, and they going back to their own land. These are the prophecies that they ain't stopped. See, they tried to lie and take over the homeland and slaughter all them Arabs that was in the homeland and start calling themselves the Israelites. See, but they can't stop. The synagogue of Satan can't stop the prophecy. It's still coming to pass. The Israelites still waking. They spending billions of dollars with their witchcraft television to try to hide the truth. But they still waking up. See? They still receiving the truth. Let me get Revelation 7. Revelation 7, starting at verse 3. It says, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead. And I heard the number of them that were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. See, these were the servants that the Lord was sealing. See, and none of these people can stop these prophecies for the children of Israel. See, the prophecy that the children of Israel is going back to their homeland. They're going to have slaves. They're going to build a kingdom. See, these are the prophecies that the prophets was talking about. See, the prophets wasn't talking about a Jehovah wickedness. The prophets wasn't talking about a Christian eating pork chops, crabs, and lobsters. The prophets wasn't talking about the Catholic Church, the Muslim mosque. They was talking about the children of Israel coming out of slavery, going back to their homeland. This is what they was talking about. The prophet Isaiah, we read him first. Apostle John, we read him first. Ezekiel, Jeremiah. Let's get Joel. The Joel, he says the best. Joel chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 6. He say, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians. See, the Grecians are talking about the so-called white men. That ye may remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whether you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. It says, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. Who is those Grecians? Look at verse 19. It say, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. You see? So all of the prophets is talking about the Israelites going back to their home. Never talked about a Christian church or any other kind of church. See, they talked about the Israelites coming out of slavery, going into their homeland. Let's get King David. King David, he was singing the same song. This is Psalm 149. It says, let's talk about who the saints. Let's get verse 1. Sing unto the Lord a new song and praise in the congregation of the saints. Who are the saints? Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. Okay. It says, let them praise his name in dance. Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen, and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains. See, these kings of these other nations, they going in the chain. See, they building bunkers and all this crap, but they not going to be able to change the prophecy, and they not going to be able to get away from the prophecy. See, the prophecy is they going in the chain. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. Okay, let's go back to the prophet Isaiah, because he gives some more details on how these kings is going to be thrown in chains and they're going to go into slavery. Isaiah 24, starting at verse 21, it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. What are you going to do to them? And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered into the pit, and shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be visited. So the kings of the earth, the ones that's ruling, they got these global currencies. They're gonna go into slavery and they're gonna be put into chains. All of the prophets prophesying about how these rulers is gonna go down, because that's what the war is going on right now. It's a war between the Israelites and these rulers that's ruling the world. Look at Ephesians 6 and 12. I don't own the copy to this music. I don't own the copyright to this music. Now, Ephesians 6, they try to push that in their Christian churches and they theologian schools or whatever, and try to act like it's some kingdom of demons or some fallen angels. But this is not what the scripture is talking about. Let me get verse 11. See, the scripture is not talking about some spirits. You're not gonna even let me see. Yeah, you're not even gonna see nothing talking about a spirit up in here. This Ephesians 6 and 11, it says, put on the whole armor of God that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The devil is not some freaking angel that's floating around. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. See, that principality goes into government. We wrestling against the government. We're not wrestling against no angel. We don't have to worry about the angel taxing us and telling us what we got to do. It says, but against principalities and against powers. Who is the powers? See, the government is the power, not a bunch of fallen angels. The government tell you where to go, when to go, what to do, and what not to do. See, it says the rulers of the darkness of this world, not the spiritual world, of the rulers of this world, these governments. It says against spiritual wickedness in high places. Those high places is not the spiritual world. See, it's the government that you can't touch. See, you can't mess with the American government. You can't mess with the Russian government. See, the NATO and the EU, these coalitions. So you can't touch these people. Okay.
Like, so how are we so
And so
that they're sharks here? Because that's where they live. That's their house.
this is what most people are thinking that the battle is, but it's against the rulers. And we gonna throw they behind in the chain. See, when they're in them chains and them pits, they gonna realize what's going on. And they down there in them bunkers, the man that's building these doomsday bunkers, he's saying that his business is through the roof. So you got them, they got bunkers, man. They got a pool down there in the bunker. They got a TV room, a computer room, a food room. They got all kind of stuff in the bunker. They got a jacuzzi. See, they got all kind of luxurious stuff in them bunkers. But they thinking they gonna hide from the nuclear holocaust that they know that's coming. But let me get that. Let's see here. Revelation 6. The Apostle John, he had a lot of prophecies that he was exposing. Revelation 6 and 15, it says, and the kings of the earth, see, the rulers, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captain, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens of the rocks and of the mountains. See, they hiding in the bunkers, man, thinking that they gonna get away. See, they trying to hide. 16, it said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sat on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. They saying, man, hide us, this king that's come Yahweh that's coming to throw our behind in a pit, to put a chain, like King said. And they seeing the signs too. That's why in Psalm 19 it say that the words of the prophets is gone out. Their voice is heard in every language. All the languages. That's why they got the EU and NATO and the United Nations. See, the United Nations, they done heard the word go out, and the elites is telling some of them the situation. Let's see here, Psalms 3, and let's see here, all that 3. Have taken crafty counsel against your people, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against you. The tabernacles of Edom. So the so-called white man, he the leader of all these. That's why you got in New York City, the United Nations headquarters. It says, and the tabernacles of the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, and the Moab, the Chinese. See, the Chinese, they got an atomic bomb called Moab, because they know that's where they descend from. Their elites know that that's where they descend from. It says, and the Hagarenes, the so-called Hamites, Gabal and Ammon, the Japanese, and Amalek. See, that's the small hatters who control all the nations. Them the Edomites that control all the nations. And so this is what's going on with these other nations. They all pretty much is conspiring together, and their kings is teaming up together, because they want to be known as the kings forever. They don't want to lose their rulership. And let me get that in Isaiah 14. And 18. It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory. See, they in glory, and they don't want to give up that glory. Even everyone in his own house. So these other nations, they don't want to give up their kingship. They want to be kings forever. And their only hope is to exterminate the Israelites. That's why he said in Matthew 21 and 22 that no flesh will be saved. Because they scheming on exterminating the Israelites. See, that jab got rid of a lot of the Israelites, who the main one dying from that jab. Now, let's see here. What is it? Luke 21. Because all the other kings is going to have a time to rule, and their time is up. This Luke 21 and 24, it says, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captives into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So their time is going to be filled, it's going to fill up. When something fill up, that means it's going to come to an end. And it says until their time fill up, they're going to be ruling. So he going to bring a stop to these other nations ruling in their own land, and the Israelites going to be ruling. See, they're going to be ruling and telling these other nations what to do. See, they're going to throw them in a pit and visit them when they want to put them to work. See, we gonna throw they behind in the cotton field. We gonna throw they behind out there in the sugarcane field. We gonna have them picking grapes. Let me get that in the good news. See, that's what the good news is all about. Because you had the Israelite, everybody that wrote something in the Bible was an Israelite, and they was writing it for the Israelites. They wasn't writing it for the heathen. You didn't have a new generation of Israelites that had a soft heart on the heathen. Oh, we gonna have some pity on the heathen even though they kicking our behind. That wasn't what's going on. See, Yahweh was coming to save them from the Romans. They wanted him to save them. These Romans got us paying Caesar all this money. We don't want to pay Caesar nothing. See, when are you going to come and bring the kingdom to Israel? He said, no, you got to pay Caesar things to Caesar, because I ain't coming right now. I'm later on. Now, Isaiah 61 is that good news. Verse 61. Let me just get it all the way. I'm going to get the first verse, and then I'll jump down. Isaiah 61, it said, the Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord have anointed me to preach the good tidings. That good tidings is good news. It's good news. Unto the meek, he have set me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty or freedom to the captives or to the slaves, and to the opening of the prison to them that are bound. Now, when you jump down to verse 4, it says, and they shall build the old wasted. What was wasted? See, the Jerusalem was trodden down of the Gentiles. The Gentiles were trodden down the land of Israel. It says, they shall build the old wastes. They shall raise up the former desolation, and they shall repair the waste cities. See, they had many cities in Jerusalem. Galilee, you had, I forget that one, that Nicodemus, he was in a city in Israel. It says, verse 5, and strangers shall stand and feed your flocks. So we're not going to be working in no as a shepherd. But they try to say, y'all want nothing but shepherds. Well, we're not going to be shepherds, because we're going to have the other people being our shepherd. It says, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vineyard. See, we're going to have them out there picking grapes, strawberries, cherries. See, that's who picking it now. These kings and people not picking those strawberries, man. If they're doing it, they're just doing it for fun, walking around their big property, just taking it easy. Let me grab some of these strawberries today. They're not doing it for a job. You got the Mexicans picking grapes for a job. They trying to feed their family, and they picking grapes. It says, and strangers shall stand and feed your flock, and the sons of the aliens shall be your plowmen and your vine dressers. You shall be called the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles. So the Gentiles, this is their time to rule. And the good news is that they're not going to rule forever. See, Yahweh was coming to let it be known again that the prophet Isaiah, his prophecy is coming to pass. You can't change his prophecy. I'm going to quote it again and let you know that these kings is not going to reign forever. The Israelites is going to have their kingdom, and I'm going to be the one to bring it, and I'm going to be the king of it, over it. This is what he was talking about. Look at verse 4 of, no, you know what? Let me go back to Luke. Let's go back to Luke and see what he said. Luke, where is it? This must be in yeah, it must be in Matthew. Let me try Matthew. You know what? I'm thinking about that Luke 4. Luke 4, 4 and 18. So Luke 4 and 19, they said to preach the acceptable year of the Lord. So what was it? What was he talking about? Let's go back to Isaiah 61. What was that acceptable year of the Lord? Isaiah 61 and verse 2, it says, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. So the acceptable year was that the Israelites was going to get revenge. See, the day of vengeance. And what was the vengeance? That they was being captives in the all nation and the Gentiles was ruling. But he gonna take their rulership away from them. But I'ma close out. Let me get that 2nd Ezra 9. 2nd Ezra 6 and 9.
Oh, that's sweet.
It says, let me start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of time? Or when shall the end of the first? Shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau was born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So these Edomite kingdom falling, this is the end of the world. Okay? And so this is where we at. Those prophecies about the kingdom of Edom being revealed and their kingdom falling, we right there, and nobody can stop the prophecy. See, they can't go to crying like the Edomites like to do. Let's go ahead and get that. Hebrews, I'm ending on that. That's a good ending. Hebrews 12 and 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterwards, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So they crying. You got the Christians crying. You got the so-called small hatters crying. See, you got the so-called devil worshippers crying, saying they gonna burn up the Bible. See, all of them crying, trying to get their blessing and not be destroyed. See, this is what they all doing. But they can't stop the prophecy. There's nothing that they can do to stop the prophecy. And so let's get that Daniel. Daniel 7 and 20. What is it? 7 and 18, Salaki. It says, this is Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So the Israelites' kingdom is going to be forever, and it's going to be for the saints. What's going to happen to Esau's kingdom? Revelation 18 and 21. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down. See, that's America. And shall be found no more at all. See, when they blow this place up, it ain't gonna be no I am a legend situation where you still got the rubble and you still got the place, but it's just broken down and deserted. No, it's gonna be completely destroyed. You're not gonna be able to find a place called America. You see, it's gonna be completely destroyed. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yah. Face the east. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native American descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.